Oh, I'm live. Hey everyone, how are you? Don't mind me. This is Thursday. I'm trying to see. Listen, it's 11:30 a.m. on a Thursday. Cloudy. I don't know, mid-morning. I came live to say hello and how are you to my beautiful, beautiful supporters, to my beautiful subscribers and my beautiful listeners and just everyone in general. So, I'm going to try to, it's 11:30 now. We're going to go to 12 o'clock. I want to keep it under 30 minutes just to see how the live, you know, um, progresses. But I am going to let you know if you are in here or if you are, listen, shout out to the replay game. I haven't said that in so long. And when you're not consistent being a YouTuber or just, excuse me, a content creator, you definitely lose sight of what you want to do. And, your formula, I have messed up my formula to the uh, 15th degree, but I'll definitely always have a chance to regain it and make it better or just reroute it. I don't know. Just welcome to the live chat. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the brave hearts. And if you are a brave heart or if you don't know what a brave heart is, it's bold, beautiful, cool, confident, sexy, and intelligent. That's what a brave heart is. And that's what my lives are about. My channel is about. I have candid, raw, open, insightful uh, conversations from a different perspective, different angle. There's no discrimination over here. We are open minded, critical thinkers, and that's what this platform is about. The title says Throwback Thursday, Girl Talk. Are you a girl's girl? We'll get into that, but I'll start off with some opening remarks. It's been last week, Zachary was out of school, which was needed and definitely appreciated. He's back in school now. New York been getting hit with the most disrespectful snow of the century. At least in my opinion, right? 2026 snow in New York wasn't joking. We had snow, it hit us hard. Then a couple of days later, the snow melted away. Then the snow was back. So now we are in the process of getting, having more melted snow and expecting more snow to come. So yeah, New York is really, really, on its shit right now. But thank you if you are listening. I don't see who's in the chat. I don't know how many people's in the chat, but I'm just gonna go and wing it. Yeah, it's been a lot going on in these YouTube streets, but just around the world in general, right? So listen, I live in New York, and in New York, I feel like mostly have fun, believe it or not. And around like times like this, like summer, excuse me, the blizzard, snowstorm, we as New Yorkers find ways to make fun of it. And here in New York, we have a mayor, Mayor Mamdani, which I voted for, and I'm so proud to say that I voted for him. And I just knew that he was the man for the job, but a lot of people don't think so. So we had a snowball fight here, and I didn't attend because I'm too uptight to go to a snowball fight. I mean, if I was younger, maybe, but in my 20s or teenagers, yeah, but I'm too uptight now to go. It was open, to have an organized snowball fight. But in the midst of them having a snowball fight, I think at Washington Square Park, it probably got, a little disorganized when the police showed up. So the snowballers was having a snowball fight with the police that entered decided to enter their festivities, and it went a little bit left. But I find it hilarious that people were upset that uh, the police officers wasn't like on board of having a snowboard fight, right? Okay, you didn't engage, but now it turns out that the police officers saying that they were attacked, they were insulted, they was disrespected, and two officers ended up, I guess injured by snowballs. But they wanted Mayor Mamdani to say that, oh no, they wanted Mayor Mamdani to bring up charges against children, teenagers, uh, throwing snowballs at the police officers. Now, I was watching a video. It was funny all the way through until it wasn't funny. Now, the thing about the police officers that day, they were engaging in roughing up, pushing, and you know, roughing up the snowballers. So I guess like it's an even thing, even Stevens. But I'm not. I just thought the snowball fight was hilarious. I thought that everybody was having fun until the police showed up with their superiority, because you know they so superior here in New York City. I don't know if they was waiting for a round of applause or the people were already standing. So I don't know if they were waiting for the snowballers to give them a round of applause as they entered the park. They look like a crew at or a crew, or just whatever they want to call it, or the precinct or whatever, or colleagues, whatever. They entered together. I think they entered in a way into the park where the snowballers was a little bit confused as to why the police are here and they not coming in throwing snow. But yeah, that was that. I found it hilarious. A lot of people didn't. I just get older and see the humor in things that people probably wouldn't, and sometimes I don't see the humor in things that people see humor in things. So we all are different. But yeah, that's here in New York. We dealing with. Presently, listen. The big thing was Ti and 50 Cent going back and forth. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to see. I hope this records my voice okay, because I'm away from the phone a little bit, and I don't like when I play it back that it sounds like I'm like echoing. But to get to the point, what I was talking about, Ti versus 50 Cent. First of all, I'll just say this. When I was younger, in my 20s, when 50 first hit the scene, I used to have a crush on him. I had posters of him. I liked him. I liked his music. I liked his swag. That's when he first originally came out. Everybody liked him. As he started to get older and have a more freedom to express himself, I just stopped liking him. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I hate him. No, I'm not going to say that. I just think that he's very immature. He's very impulsive. He's quick to act without thought. He's a bully, right? He is a bully. He bullied people that can't fight back until him and Ti came across one another. With Ti, if you don't know, him and 50 was going back and forth over of a versus battle, which I really don't watch. The only time I watched a versus battle was the Locks against the Dipset, and that was a big moment. That was a good versus. But 50 Cent is here from New York, Queens, New York, and Ti is from Atlanta. So that has its politics in itself. But come to find out, 50 and Ti, I guess, they started going back and forth with one another. Of course, in 50 Cent fashion, he decides to talk about Ti's wife posting an unflattering pic of Tiny, and I just thought that he lost the battle when he started bringing up people that has nothing to do with the beef, right? Because that's what men do. And we're not going to get into the like, oh my goodness, Bronx girl, why do you always have to put down black men? I don't. I love black men. They are my preference. I just don't like black men like 50 Cent. Okay, do you see the distinction? I do love black men, right? Shit, who don't? And if you don't, that's okay too. But I'm not putting down black men. I'm just raising awareness in the community that we as women have to suffer at the hands of their like demeans, degrading, belittling. So and that's what I'm getting at. Like, what was the purpose of 50 Cent posting a picture of Tiny in an unflattering way? It doesn't matter what his purpose or his reasoning was. He shouldn't have done it. It was unnecessary. It didn't like connect to or even make sense of what him and Ti was going back and forth about and beefing about. But he had to insert Tiny um an unflattering picture of her, that didn't look so good. And this caused Tiny's son, Stand Up King, to respond and to make it be known that Tiny is not alone. She do have a strong family support system. uh, King, I felt, was the best one to take 50 down, like just verbally, which he did. And now people are saying that King should never have gotten involved. Why not? 50 even said that this is between grown men. No, it's not between grown men. Like nothing is off the table. But 50 has his way because he's such a bully. He's so unhappy with himself. He's very unhappy. And there lies, according to, people that know him, that no, he's not very happy. He's not that much of a nice guy as he portray himself to be. And I do believe that he do feel slighted by the black community. Now he's doing the work of MAGA or Republican, which, these conservative black men, that's what they always seem to do, is like tear down their own people, right, in their own community. Like I don't tear down my people as harsh as like 50 Cent has. And he has torn down the black community in many ways. One may say, "Oh, he gives back," and no, but no, his target audience seems to be like if he don't like something or something that pops up in his head that he's not familiar with, he has to act on it, and he has to promote it, and he has to share his thoughts. And this is how we know that 50 Cent is weak, because he don't let nothing get past anything. They call him a troll. And I'm like, he a troll? That's what a troll is? People probably will call me a troll. But I'm thinking a troll is like just, is responding to shit that has nothing to do with the topic. I usually respond to the topic and give my perspective and share my insight, and then that will be considered trolling. But 50 Cent, I guess you would call a troll. He just randomly just think about shit like I do and many other people do. But what he do is he tear other people down, like personally. And this time the people wasn't having it, especially Ti and his family. Like I'm not a major fan of Ti. I did watch the show here and there. I like Tiny. A lot of people like Tiny. I like her children. I love their children, like Major, King, Zonique. I mean, I'm not gonna chop up her name. And it's a couple of them. And I'm Damani, I think, and I forgot his other little daughter. Well, his not his other little daughter, but he has a couple of children. The family is likable. The children are likable. But the one that stood out the most, the one that stand out the most is King, which he should. He's young. He's in his 20s. He's doing what he's doing what he's supposed to do. Let me drink some tea. I'm drinking a cup of tea. I need to drink this all weekend. It's that time. And I'll just not even distract the audience. But yeah, King is getting pushback about defending his mom. I was agreeing with everything King said towards 50, and responding to 50 and replying to 50. Right? King gave 50 Cent no leeway. It just resorted to him getting angry at King because he didn't have a great comeback or reply, because King said some harsh things, which I don't even think they were harsh. I just think they were like, matching 50 Cent energy, or talking about his mom. Why you talking about his mom? Why you bringing his mom in this? Tiny didn't do anything to 50 Cent. So King had every right to step in. King has every right to step in and defend his mother, which he did, right? And people like, well, he shouldn't got involved. Yeah, he should have got involved. What's stopping him? He's a grown man. The whole family got involved. The whole family is, it's like you mess with one, you mess with all, right? All for one, one for all. That's it. That's all. Now, in the midst of all that, King, um, uh, and 50 going back with one another, Tina knows Beyonce mother respond well. I don't think she responded. She just highlighted that, Tiny is a beautiful woman, and showed to support. And then 50, because he's so weak-minded, people be like, oh, 50 is so smart, he's this, he's not. He's smart to the people that think he's smart, right? He may be smart in business and other avenues, but he's weak. He's just weak. And his weakness shows when he like attacks everyone just for the littlest things, if he don't approve what they're doing, or if he don't like what they're doing. But he has, what makes it a little bit more crazier with him is because he has major influence. It's not like me being a troll. Like I'll just be someone that is being a troll that have nothing to lose. So 50 Cent has a lot to lose, so he really don't care. But when it comes to trolling and influencing, yeah, 50 has that power. So Tina knows, she commented. She didn't even comment. She was talking and supporting Tiny. And here come 50 uh, with his indirect aggressions or passive aggressiveness, commenting about Tina Knowles and what's her name? Solange, Beyonce's sister. So it just goes to show you that 50 Cent is very unhinged, right? He's not funny. Um, I will say this. I feel like, no one is perfect. I'm not perfect, but I don't have the money that 50 have. So I would like wouldn't be scrutinized like he is on a top level. But what I will say that is I feel like 50 do suffer from a lot of regrets in his life, right? He has suppressed emotions, in my opinion, looking at him, viewing him, because it doesn't make sense that he's that impulsive, right? Because when you say his actions are impulsive as a man, right? Men like 50 Cent, I always try to highlight are weak, right? But we as women don't see that 50 is weak. And another man won't ever admit that he's weak. I'll say this about 50 and Ti. I think Ti family came on strong. They stood in unity. Uh, they support one another. Uh, yeah, they definitely going to take 50 down because now a lot of stuff is coming out about him and his character. But as far as the people talking about 50 and Ti going back and forth, that was whack. It's dumb. 50 just can't take no for an answer. The fact that the black community, which we all have our opinions and views on our community, which is good, and sometimes which is not, because we don't have the same opinion. We all do have different views, and we are all are not the same people. I don't think what King did was wrong. I am highly in support of what he did, supporting his mom, coming to the defense of his mom, right? So that's done with, that's over with. But let's focus on 50. Like when it comes to, and 50, we can use him as an example, as someone not to date, not to consider, not to even waste your time with, right? Because he's showing you all these characteristics of a man that most women would not enjoy, or some women would. Now we got Ti. He made an honest woman. Some would say of Tiny. They married. They are married with children, so they live in like a decent life, whether they have controversy or not. But you definitely, women that will have definitely have to sit. And Ti is not my type at all, right? I don't even have a type of man. I'm not gonna lie, but I did admit and say that I used to have a crush on 50 when he first came out with G Unit. I bought his album Get Rich or Die Trying. I saw the movie. I liked his music. I liked him. I thought, a stocky man, a built. I mean, he's not gorgeous or anything, but presenting as someone that I probably would feel safe with. That was at the time he was first coming out. But then you get to know him over the years, and this is why I say that getting to know someone that you may want to consider getting into a relationship with or making a commitment to, it takes a long time before you get to know someone, right? So we will say that, oh, okay, his behaviors are horrible, right? Of course, yes. And the reason why you will learn someone behaviors like 50, even if it's just a celebrity or influencer over the years, you like, well, we got to know him. We decided that we don't like him anymore because we don't we could, because we got to know him, right? Over time. We didn't just rush to judgment. We just didn't want to single him out. And this is how women, girls, because I'm a girl's girl, and this is what I'm about, girls. I'm just not a girl's girl with women who are not girls. I'm not a girl's girl with women who automatically have their mind made up about women and say that they don't get along with females, or they don't like females, and using the language of men that are weak and hateful. Right. So no, I'm not a girl's girl with women that hate women, because I don't hate women. I love women more than I love men, but I love everyone equally. And it may sound like confusing, but like if I had to stand up and take up for a woman, a women, or a girl, or a lady, or however you may say it, I'm going to and I'm not going to say whether she's right or wrong because I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I have egg on my face. But yes, I stand besides women before I would stand besides a man. I'm not defending any man like on that level where like trying to make it seem like, oh, it could have been different or it could be looked at different. But no, I'm a girl's girl. I'm just not the type of girl's girl to stand and support women that are not girls or because there's a conflict there. I'm here to I have not a motive, but I have a purpose, I feel, or meaning. It's meaningful for me to uh support women, uplift women, see the joy in other women. But there are a set of women, right, separate from women, girls, that don't like us, and they would take the side of men naturally, or think that what men do are natural and that they should not be held accountable. That's not the type of girls I am. But the bigger picture is like when I talk about relationships and when I try to bring insight and perspective or just the overview or outlook on how women who want to be in a relationship, in a committed relationship with a man, it's like, you take the person around you that you don't know, or someone like 50 Cent, someone like Ti, just observe their behavior, right? Because like I just said, like, oh, and I'll give you an example, not to get off topic. I used to really love, I was in love with, not when I say in love, I mean, he gave me reasons to be in love with him. Ice Cube for over 15 years because I liked his acting. I liked his style. I liked the way he talked. It's a nice looking guy. He's my type of guy. If I had a type, if I had to pinpoint, like, yeah, I would date him based on him being my type, but I don't have a type. But when he started like frolicking and supporting Trump, that I just lost all love for him. And that was over the course of 15 years. Sometimes and this is how, as an example of women who think that dating to marry is just one, two, three. Because there's no dating. I mean, there's no commitment in dating, right? So if you date to marry, you starting off on the wrong foot. Just because you have good intentions, that does not mean that they are right intentions. You know what I mean? It doesn't make it right. But what I'm saying with 50 is like someone like 50 that we all loved and was jamming to his music, and then to see a change in him, like his behavior wasn't like that, like outrageous. Like, well, I'm lying. Okay, I'm lying. His behavior was outrageous, especially the things that's coming to surface now. But as an artist, strictly as an artist, and you may look at him as a man or probably fantasize about him, and it's not even 50, it's just like any man, right? You take your time to get to know. And this is my approach to relationships. And it should be your approach too, and your thoughts and your views, like your approach to a relationship as a woman. And I'm speaking from a girl's point of view, is get to know, take your time, don't rush. Slow and steady wins the race. I mean, this is how I've been ever since I was young, and it just doesn't always turn out like that because I can't sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I had the best of relationships." I don't even claim relationships. The only relationship I will ever claim is the one of Zachary's father. That's the only relationship I will ever claim. That's the only real relationship that mattered to me. But what I'm saying is, like, we as women definitely need to take our time to get to know someone. Um, don't rush into anything. And you may say, well, what does 50 Cent got to do with it? I'm just saying, like, that's how it happens. That's how it starts, excuse me. You meet someone that you like and you get to know them. And over time, within that time span, you can distinguish between um, this person, this man's behavior and his characteristics. You know, I'm judging 50 Cent by his characteristics and his behavior because I feel like he's very impulsive. He doesn't have like he knows he has a limit, but he's very impulsive and very quick to respond to things. He just don't let bygones be bygones. And if you are a woman and you want to have a long-term, healthy, loving, supportive relationship, look for that in a man, the same characteristics that you portray as yourself: supportive, loving, kind, thoughtful, considerate, stuff like that. Those are just basic human. Um, that's just the foundation of being a human being, in my point of view, right? And you meet someone like 50, or because I heard Chelsea Handler say he was sweet, so I just like, you know I feel like she was lying. Not lying, not lying, not lying, but I feel like she was exaggerating saying he was sweet. Like, and this is a white woman saying this about a black man, that he was sweet. Or maybe she didn't know she was being love bombed, or maybe she didn't know she was being manipulated. Maybe she didn't know that she was being gaslit, because she's the only woman that I ever heard say that he was sweet. I don't believe it. Right. I think other people say other women say he was cool and everything, but then you hear how he speak about women, he think about women, how he expose women, how he exploit women, how he is so quick to down a woman, downgrade, demean. Right. These are like his worldview. These are his thoughts and his opinions about women, which makes up his characteristics. And then his behavior is like the just posting a woman in an unflattering pose, or posting a woman that may not look so beautiful to him. That's his behavior, right? So if you are a woman and you want to get to know a man, and you like someone like 50, be like, well, you know what? He said he likes me, he said he respect women, but in the same sentence, he's posting pictures of another woman in an unflattering position, or that may not look so good to him. What gives him the right to do that, and what makes you appeal to that as a woman? I wouldn't like accept that behavior from a man. I wouldn't even overlook it, right? Like, and this is where I fall short at, is because I know what I want as a woman. Every woman should know what they want. Oh, it's 27. Oh, okay. Every woman should know what they want out of life and want out of a relationship, right? Raise your standards, find better men. If you raise your standard and you don't find a better man, then that's not your problem. That's not your fault, because you don't have to lower your standards to be happy. No, not for no man, not for anyone. But with 50 Cent, is like he is an example of how women should approach a relationship, getting to know that person, to decide what you don't like. And it's not even about like red flags. Well, that mostly count, but because some red flags, or it's not red flags that we may think, but like 50 Cent, his behavior and his characteristics, yeah, you know, his characteristics determine if you want to be with someone or not. And I'm talking about him because he's the loudest one in the room. And when women finally sit back and say, you know what? I'm going to take a different approach to dating. I don't have to rush anything. There are millions and billions of men out here. Even if I don't ever have a relationship or committed relationship to someone, I still know that there are men surrounding me. I don't have to completely avoid them or completely cut them off. And I'm gonna go a little bit further because I want to get into this. Um, you don't have to completely cut off a man, or if you want to do that as a woman, completely cut a man off or completely avoid men for your purposes and for your sake, that's perfectly fine. Me, I'm a bit different. I'm a feminist, friendly, flirty female. Okay, so I'm not gonna let a man deter me from meeting the next one. Right. I'm a friendly, flirty female feminist, and I'm just saying that just for a purpose. I mean, entertainment sake, but I am. Right. So I'm not gonna, just because I say I hate men like 50 Cent. Like, I wouldn't feel safe around him. I wouldn't feel comfortable around him. Like, and I'm not saying 50 Cent personally, is like as a system, of men. When women like me say we hate men, and then we have to follow up like not all men. I don't hate all men. Some men are just unlovable. If they didn't make the cut, oh well. But when men say they hate women, they really mean it. And it turns out to be something different. And women seem to go like hurt, or end up, tragically something happens to them when men hate women. But when women say it, like myself, that's so confident in saying it and explaining it to women, girl, uh, letting them know now. I do hate men, but not all of them. You know what I mean? I like the men that I like. I like the type of men that I want to gravitate towards and, call someone to be proud of. Call him someone I can be proud of and show off, and that brings me joy. That's because we have like a something in common, right? We have something in common. We stand on principle. We have the same values and morals. I'm not going to just blindly enter a relationship with a man that thinks that women will have children, their value decreases. Where is the love there? Right? That's not some type of man I would entertain. And that's what I'm going to start doing now. Like men that I know that I would not get along with, men that I know that poses problems and just chaos and confusion. I don't want to argue with them. I don't want to go back and forth with them. Like nowadays, like a woman like myself that's not going to walk down the block and smile so I can make a man comfortable. And that's where that comes from, right? I mean, let's just leave 50 behind. My point about 50 Cent is 50 is that this is the type of man that we as women, not just use as an example. 50, use him as an example of what we do not want. If he can't make other women feel safe and that's not his woman, that's not his loved one, what makes you think he will make you feel safe, right? Like if a man mistreat a woman as a stranger, you know damn well he's going to mistreat you as a stranger. But if you, and there are women like that, and I'm not girls with those women like that have boyfriends that be in relationships that are in committed relationships either to their partner or their husbands. They want their husbands, and I'm not like this, and I hope my audience is not like this either. They want men completely obsessed with them, right? But be mean and nasty to other women. That's just, that's not acceptable. That's just dumb to me, right? I don't want to be friends with women like that. I would never be friends with women like that because it causes problems and it causes chaos and it causes confusion. So yeah, but um I just can't do that, right? And if that's the type of man that a lot of women want, then I guess they fall short, right? But a woman like myself and many other women that are out there, I don't want a relationship. And then you have people who question you like, I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want that responsibility, right? I don't. Because the real women, and I'm just using this for entertainment purposes, like women like myself that don't want a relationship, that want to be free, that want to have her own, uh, keep her own thoughts, be able to express herself freely and vocalize her thoughts and express her opinions, that will be taken away from us if we are in a relationship with a man that is weak, right? I don't want to be in a relationship with a weak man. I don't want every time or any other woman that, are or is in a relationship or want to be in a relationship, like something is taken away from her for the simple fact that because he as a man, you have to respect him as a man. No, I don't want that responsibility. I don't want that. I don't want that responsibility, right? But we women who choose not to be in relationship because we all have choices. We know that are a certain amount of skill set that you have to pour into a man, and I just don't have the I just don't have the patience, right? And I just don't have the time. I don't want to pour into a man that needs to be poured into. I want an equal footing with a man. Uh, and if one may say, like, well, you said you don't want a relationship. Yeah, I have much fun, more fun, not in a relationship. And I definitely like to see men hate come out when a woman like myself is so free, right? And so friendly and so flirty and a feminist. These men, they have this certain like look to them. They are so like cringe when they see a woman like myself that have this type of freedom, right? These are the men that don't like to get rejected. These are the men that don't accept rejection, right? So when a woman like myself say like I don't want to be in a relationship, that's not good enough for them. Or a woman will say something like, because I think all women should stop saying, oh well, it's I'm not in a relationship by choice, right? Because men don't understand that, they're dumb. But then me, because I can be like, want to get clarity from a man, and I would have to say something like, listen, so because I choose not to be in a relationship with a man that's abusive and mean and hateful and cruel. And if I chose to be with him and knowing this, then that would be my choice either way, right? And then men will come up and like choose better. Like, what are the options of choosing better from a man? Right? What do you mean choose better? How? Well, how would you know you chose better when it's too late? So men, they like to challenge, but they are so irrational and illogical when it comes to trying to make a point because of their sexist, corrupted thoughts. We as women, we have a choice to make the decisions we want to make. It's not a sin to make a choice on your own. But if you are in a healthy, committed, fulfilling, joyful, loving, kind, understanding relationship, affectionate, loving relationship, you don't have to go through these challenges like this as one up and one down. A woman or is beneath the man. I can't like submit to those type of behaviors. I can't, that's just not me. There are a lot of women out there that are like me, who are not as vocal, that don't want to be in a submissive relationship or should have to take on that responsibility of being a submissive woman. And if that's the only choice I have, I will leave it at the door, right? I'm not going to choose to be in a submissive relationship. I wouldn't do that at all. And there are a lot of women that make the choice to be in a submissive relationship. That's what gives me the choice not to be in a submissive relationship. And men just don't seem to grasp that idea that women, excuse me, do have choices and they can make their own decisions because they have the freedom to do so, right? And it just all circle back to 50 Cent and just an example of getting to know the man that you would want to be with. And a lot of women, and the whole subject is, the whole point of the matter is that a lot of women settle. I'm not doing that, right? I'd rather be a friendly, flirty, um, fun feminist than to be anything other, right? I like to see men squirm at the thought of me having freedom and expressing myself and provoking other men horrible thoughts out loud, right? I'd rather have that freedom. But then again, it's scary because men don't take kindly to friendly, flirty, fun, feminist women. They don't. I say females to put it in their terms. They don't take well to that. It is an insult to men that women like myself and like you are free. And you know how I know? Because I feel personally, no woman owes any woman anything. But in the situation like this, when it comes to a woman like myself, right, who who has the choice to be free, who has the choice to enjoy her freedom, right? We take hits for women that want to be in relationships. And it's not a need of a appreciation, it's not a need of a thank you, and it's not a need, it's just a certain need of respect, right? Because there are women like myself that probably save women like you that want to be in a relationship, right? Because the men are not checking for us that are friendly, flirty, fun, feminists. They're not checking for us. But what they do is they will degrade and demean us. But they have the option to be with a woman that don't want to be, they that want to be the opposite of a feminist. I'll just say it like that. right? We still get targeted. We still don't have the safety net around us. And I'll say it like this: I have met guys that say stupid shit all the time. I've met a man, he said, oh, because I live in a community where I guess people are nosy as fuck. Um, but he said, and he's married. He said, I see a lot of single women walking around here. And then this is not the only man that said this to me. You know, I said, do you expect women? I'm going to say this all the time because I want this to be drilled into men's heads. Men, get this into your head. Drill this into your head. And the question is, if you see a woman walking by herself, you automatically assume that she is single, right? Do you expect to see that woman walking around with a leash around her neck? Would that make you feel comfortable? Men, would it make you feel comfortable if you were to see a woman walking around with a leash around her neck? So that would give you the I'm about to go because my phone is about to die. And I'll end it like that. That will give you the instinct to think that, she's single or not because she have a leash around her neck. So if she has a leash around her neck, she's not single. If she do, no, no, no. If she don't have a leash around her neck, she's single. But if she do have a leash around her neck, she's not single. That will make you feel more comfortable as a man if a woman was to walk around with a leash around her neck because you like, oh, you don't like single women. That's a personal issue, not a woman's issue. But I'm gonna end this because my phone is about to die. This is where we go on the back page and I warm up and I talk my shit. No, I'm not gonna even lie. I was going off ranting and raving, rambling. That's what I do because it's hard for me to focus and I don't have, I don't know if people are in here or not. So I would like to say thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective and have a great day.